Alright guys, what's up? We're back. Right behind you, we're gonna have us some good old-fashioned Destiny 2 gameplay once again. You know me, uh, big fan of the game. New DLC out right now. I had to give it a try. Let me open up the blinds for a little bit of better lighting, but it's not gonna be much. I don't want to turn on the overhead light since we are, gaming. All that jazz. Oh god. Yeah, I honestly, as soon as I turn down some of this here volume, I honestly wanted to go over my thoughts on Superman. That's right. Now that the movie's been out for like a week now, I guess technically a little over a week since it came out on Thursday, I wanted to like just talk about my thoughts on it and everything, give you guys the rundown of what I thought. My first video yesterday talking about the Absolute Batman first volume definitely shows that I am a avid comic book fan, and I've loved the MCU for years. Kind of okay with where they're at now, but you know, let's be real, it could be better. But you know, Fantastic Four on Thursday, hopefully it's gonna be better. You know, I'm trying to stay off the internet now since they have the early press screenings and everything, but or not press screenings, but the early screenings for the Amazon Prime people. But yeah, I really did enjoy it. I can't lie. It's unique, but also in the sense that I think it's a really strong start to the DC universe, especially with the way that they captured Superman as a whole. He's, you know, someone that you can look up to. He's hopeful. He's, you know, this person that just wants to help people for no reason other than to help them. And I think that speaks like measures to the character as a whole. And I think that's also where Zack Snyder's Superman failed, like Man of Steel. It was a lot darker, a lot grittier and stuff. Obviously, we know that. And this one is a little bit more zany and colorful and bright and hopeful and, excuse me, like that's not, you know, saying that there aren't dark stories in Superman, but it's generally not who his character is. And I think that this James Gunn Superman captures his character a lot better. Now, as for like the world building, I think it was a brilliant idea for them to do the text at the beginning of the movie to give context to the fact that like metahumans have been around for 300 years in this universe. Because I think without that being said, a lot of people would have been a little confused as to why the Justice Gang was there and why people aren't so freaked out by comic book characters and superheroes. You know, for many years, every comic book movie has to be an origin story, and it has to capture the reaction of people when they first see superheroes for the first time. And I think that that's like extremely played out, dude. Like extremely played out. Everybody's tired of it. We all know who the fuck Superman is. We all know who Spider-Man is. We all know who Captain America is now. Now for like the smaller characters and stuff, like, you know, Mr. Terrific, like, yeah, of course, give them like their own time to shine and time to expand and explain who their character is. But for someone like Superman and Batman, bro, like, just jump in. We're done. We already know who they are. But with me touching on that, you know, let's talk about the Justice Gang in general. They, obviously, you guys, don't judge my gameplay because I am pretty bad at this game. Bad at every first-person shooter, but I can't stop playing them. They're in my blood. But, you know, the Justice Gang, I think that it gives the universe a super lived-in and real experience feel to, like, not be surprised that there's a giant kaiju downtown or there's a giant interdimensional looking villain attacking you know, There's not like a surprise to an interdimensional being attacking downtown while Superman is just talking with his girlfriend, and it gives you like, you know, breathing room for the superheroes to actually be characters. Like, they don't have to stop every little thing that they do just to go, you know, save the world every time because some other hero or some other team of heroes is going to help and jump in there as well. But I think it also gave like a lot of opportunity for growth and character development between the characters and showing characters exactly who they are interacting with other superhero beings, not just like, you know, I guess you could say like the layman's and the regular people of the world. You know, I also want to speak on, you know, the Green Lantern of which one is he? Is he Guy Gardner? I believe he is. Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner. Phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal. And like, it captured his character so well, just being like an idiot and being like stubborn, but also like very much in your face. And immediately whenever it came time to do so, to keep true to his vows, he did that. You know, he was willing and ready to throw down with who he called, you know, Big Blue. And I think that says a lot, not even just about his character, but about this universe that we're in general, because it really captures the essence of the comic books, dude. It really makes you feel and think about how all of these characters are so comic accurate, dude. And it just makes you wonder, like they've already said that, you know, Supergirl is going to be the next movie, and Batman's going to be I think they've said that James Gunn has said that Batman is going to launch as a short TV series on HBO, if I'm not mistaken, on Max. And I think that it's going to be perfect because they're going to introduce, like, you know, Damian Wayne, and it's going to give a hell of a lot more time for them to explain not only who Damian Wayne is, because almost nobody knows who Damian Wayne is, the Robin, but it's also going to give a lot of time to tackle the actual comic book story of whenever Bruce Wayne first gets Damian Wayne and how stubborn he is and how he has to, you know, train him not to just kill everybody. I'm getting carried away with myself. Overall, I think that it's an amazing, comic accurate, and very lived in universe, and I think that that's good. It's what people have been asking for years, you know. Like, yes, again, a darker universe Superman is cool, but we aren't here to have movies for grown-ass men anymore, dude. Get the kids excited again, dude. I don't even have kids, but like, you know, my nieces and my nephews are over here talking about how they were all excited to go see Superman and stuff, and they're ready to get back into theaters and stuff. Man, if you go back a couple years, ain't nobody under the age of like 25, maybe not 25, like 18, 19 years old. Nobody under that age was excited to go see Man of Steel, bruh. Nobody. Like, that was an adult film, and maybe not in the sense that it's like rated R, but the grittiness and the fucking, like, the feel of the film, 100% adult film right there, dude. No kid was all excited about that. And this one, I think his name's David Cornsweet. His Superman, man, I wouldn't be surprised if you got like little kids over here ready to throw a red blanket around their neck and run around the living room like I did when I was a little kid, wishing I was Superman and stuff, you know. I think that's what we really need. You know, it's okay to have the darker storylines. It's okay to have that sector of the universe. Why am I running so slow? But at the same time, it's also like there's a time and a place for that, dude. And unfortunately, I don't think Superman's it. Like, leave that to like the Creature Commandos and everything like that, you know? Maybe even Batman too, but like, come on now. Superman has to be bright. He has to be like doe-eyed, and maybe not doe-eyed, but like, you know, bright and hopeful and cheerful and shit. I don't know. But overall, I really did like the film. As far as the villains, you know, Ultraman, My friend pointed out the first night that obviously he's going to turn into Bizarro. I actually didn't even think about that until after he had said it, and I was like, you know what? That does actually make a whole lot of sense. And I think it's really interesting that they set that up already to not only have like interdimensional Superman, because you know that's like a normal thing in fucking like DC, whether it's like Ultraman and Earth 2 or Earth 3 and like Bizarro and Bizarro World and all that jazz. But I also think it's just interesting because, you know, I really feel like it's like a fuck you to Marvel, where they're like, you know what, we're gonna do the multiverse better than y'all are doing it, and we're not even gonna try. It's just gonna come natural. I think that them not doing what a lot of people thought they would do and making Henry Cavill the Ultraman and making him like actually from Earth 3, brilliant, bro. I hope that they find a place for Henry Cavill. That was crazy as fuck, dude. That was a quad right there. Let's go. But you know, like I think that that'd be neat, and maybe they'll have a place for Henry Cavill in the DCU. But leave it alone, bro. It's like you're beating a dead horse, bro. Like just let the Man of Steel Superman rest. Let it rest, bro. Let it go. He's gone. He's not Superman anymore. I don't care how many lame ass dudes try to say that's not my Superman. I don't give a fuck, bro. Nobody cares who your Superman is. He's my Superman. He's a good Superman. All right. Now, not like let's also go on to talk about Lex Luthor. Brilliant casting. He captured the essence of Lex Luthor like perfectly, dude. Perfectly. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it was, you know, 100% how he should be, but it's pretty damn good. All right. And I will not also say that I have no gripes about it. I think that them kind of like having him crash out towards the end of the movie with having him like crash out towards the end of the movie with him like basically being like, oh, you know, like they're not gonna, they don't love me as much because they love you too much and you're some alien, you shouldn't even be here. Like I think that took a little bit away from his character, but and like kind of shined him in like a different light than how he was the whole rest of the movie, like the earlier parts of the movie. But, you know, small price to pay for how good the rest of his time on screen was. I think that it was kind of brilliant that they gave a lot more of the Superman side characters some screen time and some character development. Whereas in like the Man of Steel, it was literally just Lois Lane and, you know, Clark Kent and Superman. I think that the other characters also deserve some time to shine. It's I'm not saying that like, you know, they need to focus on everything that, you know, every other character in the movie's doing, but like it's all right to have a little bit of a side story. Like I forget his name. I think his name was Archie over here, being a little player on the side, using his suaveness with the ladies to get the scoop and like, you know, try and figure out what LexCorp was really doing and everything. And I just, or was it Luthor Corp? I think actually, I think his name, or I think it was Luthor Corp actually, my fault. But like I think that was like brilliant, you know, giving a little bit of screen time to everybody else that's in the cast as well. I think they did drop the ball on not having as much Clark Kent on screen. Which I didn't even realize until the second time I went to go see the movie, that he's really not even in there as Clark Kent, but at the same time, it is a Superman film. And I'd much rather have a bunch of time as Superman than, you know, vice versa, where it's all Clark Kent and barely Superman. You know, we're all here to see him, like, lay the smack down on some kaijus and some people. But where that also comes into play, like, yeah, he did lay the smackdown on him and everything, but you know what was like a huge gripe as well? The fact that he needed to be helped by every other person in the film. And I accept that, like, you know, the Justice League, if they're going against like Justice League threats, yeah, get Superman some help. Make sure that Superman's not just over here absolutely demolishing the enemy. But at the same time, this isn't a Justice League film. This is a Superman film. I want to see Superman whoop that ass. I don't want to see other people play Captain Save-A-Ho with my Clark Kent Superman, bro. I'm sorry, I just don't want to. I just don't. I want to see him be strong. And that's strong with the K. You know what it is. But overall, I think that it's a great movie, and I think that it's a very strong start to the DCU, and they're headed in an amazing direction. They already have Supergirl lined up. They already have Booster Gold lined up, and you know all these other stories that they're gonna tie in. And let's you know what? But before I go, actually, Clayface. You know, Clayface is gonna be a great opportunity for them to also go super dark and gritty. And they've already come out and said that it's a full-blown horror film. Like, it is the perfect example of, you know, you can have bright, hopeful scenes and movies and stories, but at the same time, you also have these dark and twisted specks of the universe, you know, over off on their own. And I think that that is going to speak volumes to the longevity of the DCU. And yeah, with that being said, guys, like, I really think you should go see it. I really think that you should at least give it a shot. Do I think that you're gonna like it? Yes, but I'm also like very biased. Do I think everybody's gonna love it? No, probably not. There's always gonna be those sour apples that, you know, want to spoil the fun for everybody else, but it's not a bad movie by any means. It's really good. Okay, I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate. It's good. It's a good, strong start, and there is some spot in there for some criticism and some valid criticism, you know, and that's okay. That's what we need, honestly. You know, you don't want people over here just only talking about the good, never talking about the bad, because there is some parts of it that are bad. You know, like, again, where they always have to find comedy to shove in there, but that's a pipe dream that of everybody, that they would stop doing that. You know, like, they're probably never gonna stop inserting comedy, because what was it, Thor: The Dark World and everything, when you get like too serious of a film, or like too serious of a feeling for a film, that's what you get, and everybody hates it as much as they say that they want it. It just generally wouldn't work. But yeah, you guys get over there. Y'all go check it out. Come back here. Let me know what you think. And I'll catch y'all again tomorrow, all right? Peace.